بإسلامي وإيماني أضاء الكون وزمن بإسلامي.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Another episode here on Deen Love. We always like to bring you guys some type of essential, some type of benefit that, so inshallah ta'ala, we hope will get us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and spread Deen Love. Today we got a very special guest all the way from Seattle, Ustad Abdirashiid in the house right here.
Thanks for having me.
Guys,
Exactly.
we've been trying to have him for some time. Finally, Ustad Muhammad, who's sitting behind us, behind the camera, brought him in. And inshallah ta'ala, we want to say Jazakumullah khairan to Ustad Muhammad. Ustad Abdirashiid coming all the way down from Seattle. And we're here today to do another reflecting about life and how we can improve it and somehow get the journey of happiness going. So today's reflection, we have an expert in the field, and it's about athletics. Athletics. Ustad Abdirashiid and the brothers up in Seattle, they run a program called Companion Athletics. Check them out on YouTube, on Facebook, and inshallah, maybe we'll leave some links on the footnotes of this video. They run a whole nice program for young brothers and sisters, I believe.
Sisters sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
We need to improve that department. See, I'm telling them sisters. So inshallah ta'ala, Companion Athletics in Seattle. So we want to talk about the importance of athletics and the type of effects it has on a young Muslim or a young individual. What are your thoughts on that, Ustad? Athletics.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Jazakallah khair, first off, for having me. You know I love Minneapolis. I like coming out here. It's a great city, great environment. I've been watching Deen Love for the last few weeks, so keep up the good work. And I'm really happy to be here, really excited, so Jazakallah khair for that. When it comes to athletics, it's actually part of Deen for a person to stay fit. It's important to stay fit. It's important to keep yourself healthy. It's important to work out. And the Sahaba they weren't all overweight and you know what I'm saying? They were all fit people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with all of them. So based on that, we decided to start Companion Athletics, as you said it previously, in Seattle. We started it in 2014. So it's been about 3.5 years so far. So alhamdulillah, it started out with a few brothers, you know, a few of us got together. And the main reason, our goal isn't athletics, right?
It's a tool.
It's a tool, right?
Mashallah.
It's a tool that we try to use to get to the youth. It's a tool that we try to get people closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Definitely.
The days of sitting down and listening to 2-hour-long lectures, they're way behind us, you know what I'm saying? 10 years ago, you get a DVD of a Sheikh Ali Yassin DVD, and you go home and you're like, I'm going to listen to this for 2 hours. But I don't think kids today are doing it. They're used to Vines, 5 seconds.
5 seconds, it's over.
Attention span is 5. Some people don't even complete the 5 seconds. They watch like 2 seconds and they get bored and they move on. So because of that, we try to find a tool to get them, you know, to come to the masjid, participate in programs, and kind of improve their lives in some way.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely me. I'm an athlete. I love athletics.
Yes.
You know, I've always been engaging in some type of sport. I don't know, but what's your favorite sport, Stat?
Basketball, man.
Basketball. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
You know what? I think we're gonna go one-on-one because that's my favorite sport too. Stat Muhammad sitting right here.
He'll hold the camera because I don't know if he plays too much.
Stat Muhammad is a big athlete, man. I'm telling you, man.
I bet she had to play too, man.
Mashallah.
So, Stat, a lot of people, they struggle with finding a great balance. You know, to find between academics, and we did a Brothers Club talk on Deen sports and academics. Check that out too. And they kind of have a hard time balancing between the amount of sports they do and academics and Deen life and so on and so forth. So what have you noticed works for people since you deal with a lot of young people?
Yeah. So the main thing of the Islam is moderation.
Definitely.
You don't want to go extreme in anything. If you drink too much water, you'll die. That's an example of just not going extreme.
Yeah.
So Islam is a middle path. You don't want to... Prophet ﷺ, some of the Sahaba came up to him and they said, we're going to pray all night and never sleep.
Yeah.
You know, because they saw the Prophet ﷺ, he was praying nighttime and his sins are already forgiven. You know, and he told them that I pray sometimes during the night and then I sleep some parts of the night. And another Sahaba said he's going to fast every single day of the week. Forever. And he said, I fast and then I break my fast. So it's kind of the same concept when it comes to athletics. You can't play basketball 7 days a week and live in the gym. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Some youth believe that. I mean, we ran into a lot of kids who just play basketball 7 days a week and do nothing else with their lives. So That's not what we're advocating with companion athletics. We're advocating for people to have a healthy balance between playing basketball, protecting their Islamic identity,
Yep.
and living their lives at their home and at their schools and trying to improve their overall quality of life, not just in one aspect. It's good to be a great athlete,
Definitely.
you know, but let's be real, man. I mean, how many Somali players do we have in the NBA? I mean, it's like not everyone's going to the NBA, right? Like you guys, I don't want to crush any hoop dreams, but if you're not 6'8" by the time you're 12 years old, then it's
You're
not
done.
looking
Yeah, your
it's not
chances.
looking too good. You should just learn to code or go in and find another hobby, you know? So we try to tell people like, hey, listen, you're a great athlete, mashallah, right? But what's your backup plan? Even if you want to go to the NBA,
Yeah.
what's your backup plan? You know, do
SubhanAllah.
you have your deen? Can you pass on Islam to the next generation?
SubhanAllah.
You know, can you become something after you get out of college? So that's kind of the things that we try to help them balance and try to work out.
Definitely. And we run a league here too, Ustad.
Mashallah.
I wish
seen
you were
it.
here.
Actually, I
this
saw the
past
league.
Saturday night. You saw it?
Not this Saturday. Like
Yeah.
last time I came.
Last
from
time you
Atlas,
came,
I
yeah.
to your
So
league.
we have a nice growing league. Basketball is one of the greatest tools that we use. We work with some older brothers too, and we like to have a great time together. But having some type of impact and putting some type of
Yeah.
purpose and meaningfulness to life is probably the most key thing in life.
Yeah.
And that's why where Deen love comes in, where the person and the foundation to life is Deen. As long as that's balanced, I feel like everything else would be balanced.
Exactly. I mean, I don't want to repeat what you said, but
Yeah.
I agree 100%. If you get your deen
Yeah,
and you stay on your deen, everything else becomes easy.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So if you're focusing too much on basketball and you're neglecting your prayers and you're neglecting your deen, not only are you not going to be successful in basketball,
yeah.
you're not going to be successful in life, period. You know,
SubhanAllah.
so it's important that deen is the pillar, is the main thing your life stands
Yeah.
on.
SubhanAllah.
Everything else is extracurricular. Everything
yeah.
else is just extra credit. It's not, you know, you could be the best basketball player in the world, but tomorrow when you die,
SubhanAllah.
how much of that can you take with you?
Nothing.
At the end of the day, the other thing is the average basketball career lasts till you're 35. If you're lucky,
And you're done.
average NBA player plays for 3 years.
SubhanAllah.
Average career length is 3 years. So you gotta understand, like, if you do the math in your head, you can't invest your entire childhood and early adulthood into something that's gonna last you 3 years,
Oh
even
my
if you
goodness.
make it. If you make it, NBA. I mean, I was watching this video a few months ago, and it was talking about the likelihood that somebody's gonna reach the NBA. So they said it's a 1 in a million chance for every million young brother that tries to get into the NBA.
Yeah.
One
One of
guy
them.
makes it and gets drafted.
SubhanAllah.
Out of those one that do get drafted, how many of them are productive NBA
Productive,
players that
yeah.
actually get playing time?
Yeah.
Out of those, how many are starters? So you're looking at
Top, very slim
like
chance.
I mean, 400 million people in America. You got 300 in the NBA. You look like, what is that? Less than 0.1% of
Yeah.
I don't know the math. Maybe Muhammad's better than me. He doesn't play sports, but he's better than me at math. I'll give him that.
Hey, Muhammad, that's our Brazil
Oh,
brother.
yeah,
We
okay,
love
my
him,
bad,
man.
my
We
bad.
love him.
I'm a guest here. I can't.
You're
be
a guest,
saying
man.
that. I shouldn't be talking like that. But yeah, so I'm going back to, like, we have to look at eternity.
Yeah.
You stick
The long
on to your
one.
deen, you're investing in all of eternity. You know, so
Allah.
you don't have to give up basketball.
Yeah.
Stay with your athletics. Work not just. I don't want to make this about basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
It can
Any
be
sport.
about anything that you're passionate about.
Definitely. I actually had a friend growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I didn't play sports because that's when Ramadan was in the winter time. You know, in the fall season, October, September. Like, he loved football so much that he didn't used to fast, and he would postpone fasting the month of Ramadan after the season just to play the sports.
SubhanAllah.
And we used to fight about it almost every season. It's like, you can't be doing that, man. You can't do that. And so it's like, it's important to understand that. And that's why a lot of young people, they need that, you know, that guidance sometimes to be like, hey, life, it has to be structured. It has to have some type of design where you know where you're heading.
You gotta prioritize.
If not, it could really be tough. But the benefits of athletics is really amazing. I don't like it when a brother just sits around, eats chips, you know what I mean, and just doesn't do any sports and doesn't. I mean, it doesn't have to be sport as long as you're active somehow, some way. We don't want to minimize, you know, how the activity of how we could do.
Yeah.
As long as you're active, putting weightlifting, working out, doing something, and sisters too. I feel like even should we talk about
I don't know if you want. All right, go ahead.
this is what I'm trying. This is my argument.
Yeah.
I really think that the sisters need to find a way to be active. And the community really has to look into finding productive ways that sisters could really be active. That is, there's a brother here in the Swiss who's thinking about opening up a gym, a private gym, where sisters and brothers, like half of the time, half and half type of thing. You know what I mean? And the facility is kind of divided.
Yeah,
so he's actually working on that, and that would be really amazing.
That's that's much needed. I mean, we can't. Sisters are more than half the population. I mean, we can't tailor all of our services and advice towards a small segment. The other thing is, sisters are the ones that raise the next generation. So we need them to be healthy.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's the entire society is on the backs of our sisters. So they should also be active. And I mean, in our communities, it's not encouraged for a sister to be active. We have to, because back home in Somalia, you walk 10 miles to the grocery store.
You're good to go.
Like, I mean, it's not, or you're following goats around for 17 hours a day. You don't need to exercise. So we can't keep that mentality. We come here in America, you're sitting down at a job, desk job, 9 to 5, And I was talking to a chiropractor. They said for every 3 consecutive hours that you're sitting down, your chances of getting a chronic illness later on in your life are skyrocketing. So let's say you're sitting down for 9 hours a day. You're setting yourself up by the time you turn 40 or 50. I mean, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice to anybody. Just some things I've heard and looked at a little bit. But you're setting yourself up for a lot of health issues. Later on in life. So, and Islam is against that. Islam is it's haram to kill yourself, and it's haram to do things that lead to your demise, hurting yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, smoking, for example, it doesn't kill you immediately, but it deteriorates your health over years and years and years. So likewise, not being active deteriorates your health. So in the same kind of thing, Islam encourages you to be active and try to save yourself pretty much.
Definitely. So with that being said, inshallah ta'ala, what's the best advice you can give us, Dad? Any advice for us?
Advice on athletics. The best advice is to first look at what you want. What do you want out of this? For example, do you want just to stay healthy and be a casual, runner? Do you want to, gain weight? Some people want to work out and gain weight. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the most amazing things in America that people actually, want to go ahead and gain weight and get bigger and, do these things, So mashallah, figure out what your goals are. Find a partner. It's important. Everything goes back to the Deen, man. Everything goes back to the Deen. Deen tells you to surround yourself with people. Surround yourself with good people, Islamically. And if you want to work out, if you have 6 friends that don't go to the gym, there's a very small chance that you're going to end up going to the gym. So you got to find people who work out. Find a group of guys or a group of sisters that encourage you to work out, encourage you, call you, and likewise, make sure they're religious, brothers and sisters. You can't have someone call you to work out and they don't call you for fajr. So you gotta find that balance of friends that try to give you the best of the dunya and the best of akhirah. So that's my advice. I'm not a personal trainer. I myself need to work out some more. I mean, I'm not as active as I want to be, but it's just about, like you said in the beginning, you just gotta find the right balance for you and your family. And a lot of people don't have much time.
That's true.
But maybe you could dedicate 3 days a week, 30 minutes each time, so really depends on how much you want to invest in yourself. So that's pretty much all the advice I have.
Definitely, the one thing I really want to say about athletics is that, they kind of programmed us to think that the only way you can be active is in a gym environment. And that's not really the case. You can be, I remember when I was studying out in Chicago, I used to have weights, those dumbbells and stuff like that, and push-ups and do lunges in the room, in the place where I stayed at, and I would do everything right there. So definitely be active and not go to the gym or can't make it to the gym. I don't even think a gym is a condition. It has nothing to do with staying fit. Try to stay fit wherever you're at. Stay healthy, stay strong. Take a walk. Have some dumbbells. Sisters, the best place for you to work out might be at the house. If you can't find any other better, a proper other place, the house, make a corner, a room where you could feel like this is where I need to stay healthy and stay fit. Definitely. So inshallah ta'ala, hopefully that's advice that goes a long way. You'll definitely see Ustad Abdirashid back right here. So inshallah ta'ala, till next time, sallallahu sallam ala nabiyyina wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in.
بإسلامي وإيماني أضاء الكون وزمن بإسلامي وإيماني أضاء الكون وزمن